It is absolutely incredible being able to wake up on a Sunday happy at the fact that Leeds United have actually won a home match and have the season properly up and running. In this video, I'm going to run through exactly what went right in the match, show you all of the highlights, and discuss exactly what went well and how it can help in the season ahead. First off, there is only one place we can start. In 2021, an Italian called Georginio was the third best footballer in the world, and now he's not even the best person with that forename. Georginio Rutter had a spectacular match yesterday, and I'm going to run through all of the highlights, starting off with this one. This one may not have been a goal for Rutter or anything like that, but it was the first sign of just how much of a role he played in the match. You've got Crescencio Summerville making a reasonable run, playing the ball off to Rutter, puts it back inside, doesn't quite pay off. Now, that might not be the best of the highlights that you'll expect to see, but it really matters for building up a better picture. This still ended up with a fairly good opportunity for Ethan Ampadu. Ball back, Ampadu hits it, unlucky not to score. That would have been Ampadu's first ever goal in a league, by the way. He's only ever scored in a relegation playoff before, which is a massive achievement. It's bizarre. But that is really telling of how much Georginio Rutter plays a role in the club's sort of attacking structure at the moment and the way that he can really make a difference at Leeds United. It keeps going. He's unlucky not to score here as Dan James puts the ball over. He tries to control it around the keeper and it just doesn't pay off. And this kept on happening throughout the match. He would get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity and somehow not end up scoring. However, he did have the biggest highlight of the match of anyone, in which he takes on defender after defender with the ball, plays Jaidon Anthony through with a stunning through ball. That was just nasty. And it's slotted away. Incredible assist, unlucky to not score earlier. Georginio Rutter has massively grown into his role at Leeds United and is looking incredible. He even played a role in the first goal, in which he picks up the ball, takes on two defenders, and puts Dan James through, who whips the ball into the back post, and it's absolutely perfect for Piroe. Incredible. In addition to that, it's important to note that there is also Dan James's development to take into account because, yes, he created this goal, and that's fantastic. It was a brilliant cross put on a plate for Joel Piroe. However, his delivery as a whole was incredible all match. You can also pay attention to this one. Corner, stunning, middle of the box for Sam Byram. Incredible goal. Dan James has massively come on leaps and bounds. He's not just a pace merchant anymore. He can put in brilliant balls. He might have a fairly weak touch from time to time, but he's always going to get your strikers the chances that they need. And when you've got Joel Piroe, who is just a good striker in general, when you've got Georginio Rutter, who when he's feeling it, is feeling it, and from corners, there's nothing to complain about in the slightest. Finally, in terms of attacking, Crescencio Summerville had a lot of very, very good chances. I'm going to go back to a quick screen share where Summerville picks up the ball, has a go. It's a really good save. And this happened time and time again. Backman kept them in the match so much in that first half. It was absolutely insane. I don't understand how they did it because he had the match of his life in the first half, saving that Ampadu shot, saving the Summerville one I've just shown you. And then things fell apart for their defence. And that came a lot from our energy and just sheer unending oomph, if that makes any sense. Glenn Kamara came in for his first match at the club and he was Workrate all over the shop, sprinting wherever he was needed, effectively being a second Ethan Ampadu, breaking up their play and creating plenty of opportunities. I'd just like to note someone else that did really well in this match was Jamie Shackleton. A lot of the time he effectively played as a second winger with Dan James. His interplay with his fellow wide man was absolutely stunning and just pulled the Watford side apart. It's absolutely what we need at this club at the moment is players that are intelligent and think about their moves and what they're going to mean going forwards. One more thing I noted, and it wasn't the way that Leeds United used the ball or attacked or anything like that. It was all of our defensive solidity. This is, and I'm not emphasising, the one highlight Watford had all match. Getting a ball to the back post. Before I go on, I'm just going to say, last season, a ball to the back post like this is an incredibly serious issue. Because what it would be was Jesse Marsh's system, really, really tight defenders who would just follow the play across to here and leave no one at the back post. In this case, it's an intelligent enough system to leave Luke Ayling out here. Hold on, I will see if I can skip back 5 seconds for you. That's Jaidon Anthony celebrating. I'll be one moment. Typically, Ayling would be over here. This guy would be in with no issues. Cut in, shoot. Suddenly it's 3-1, and it doesn't look as comfortable anymore. Instead, he's matched him from the time he's got the ball. He's put the pressure on, had a shot, and that was their one decent opportunity all match. And it's fairly easily saved by Meslier. It might look like a tricky one, but that's because when you're a goalkeeper that's had 90 minutes of not doing anything, the one shot that comes your way is going to be something that you are going to have to think about and do your best to save. Because if you let that in, it doesn't really look too good. The work rate in midfield, popping back to that, is another significant part of making sure that the defence is okay. The number of times that a ball would come over the top and it would be cleaned up quite nicely by Ampadu or Kamara, or even Ampadu and Kamara would be higher up the pitch pressing back their players so Strout could easily pick up the ball and just distribute it. It's really intelligent football that means that we have players in the right places and we're not leaving gaps. That was something that we suffered with since Marcelo Bielsa, arguably. And the fact that we've been able to deal with that while scoring plenty of goals means that promotion is looking a lot more likely. In addition to that, we've also got the benefit of intelligent substitutions. Brief pause in recording there. I'm hoping you won't have noticed it. Intelligent substitutions, which is something that Daniel Farke has proven himself to be absolutely excellent at. So I'll just run through all of the subs that the side made this week. Archie Gray came on for Joel Piroe in the 84th minute. That was a really intelligent positional substitution. It dropped this position here deeper, and it made sure that Watford weren't able to counter as easily. By having that third midfielder able to hold station, it sort of meant that Leeds had a better foundation to build from going forwards. We didn't need to score, so we could have that little bit more solidity in midfield and didn't need to excessively push ourselves. In addition to that, there's a little bit more of a fitness focus to the substitutions. Consider Poveda coming on for Dan James. Dan James isn't injured, Dan James wasn't injured, but by making these changes, you give them a few minutes off towards the end of the matches, you keep Poveda match fit as well. The same applies to the Jaidon Anthony, that's not a substitution, to Ayling coming on for Shackleton just to make sure that Shackleton doesn't burn out, for Groove coming on for Kamara. All of the substitutions had a very, very clear intention. There was nothing done that was very much sort of like, let's just do this because we can. Furthermore, there's a little bit of an improving mindset vibe to some of the changes. Ilya Gruev, for example, might need to start the next match if we get an injury in training or anything like that. By bringing him on in this match, you sort of say, right, you've played in front of Elland Road now. It's only for a few minutes, but you know what you're dealing with. So you can play next time. It's a way of making sure that everyone is sort of in that positive mental position and able to perform at their best. The same applies with that Luke Ayling substitution in a way. Farke said in the middle of the week that Luke Ayling is a fundamental part of the squad's character, and by bringing him on, you've got that positive attitude on the pitch, he can carry it through to the dressing room, and things can snowball, and things will get better. Furthermore, we've sort of proven here that we've got a little bit more strength in depth. That basically means that we've got players all across the pitch that can play in the positions they need to. Shackleton can play left back and right back now. Not so good at left back, but Byram can play over there as well. Dallas is potentially coming back. He can also play those positions and central midfield. Jaidon Anthony coming on for Summerville was basically a massive flex on the wings. We can say, let's bring on a player and he'll just score against you. In addition to that, we have Poveda coming on for Dan James. That's not a bad substitution at all. Poveda is championship standard. He might not be up to the Premier League level. That's why he doesn't look as good as Summerville or Rutter, but he's still good enough. The same applies for bringing on Archie Gray for Joel Piroe. Archie Gray is a top quality midfielder at the moment, and the fact that we can just bring him on off the bench without an issue is fantastic, and we don't need to burn him out by playing him in every single match, which would be a horrible idea. Looking forwards, it's hard to judge where Leeds United are at the moment and where we're going to end up. This table isn't the best looking at the moment because we're currently 5th. We want to be in the top 2 ideally, and Leicester and Ipswich have just waltzed into the distance along with Preston. They've all got obscene numbers of points, but keep in mind we had a match where most of our attack had basically gone on strike. When you look at some slightly different tables, the past 6 matches, still 5th, but that's fine enough. Past 3 matches, we're in the top 4 in the league. but that's partially because we drew to Hull, and I don't think Hull deserved the point there. Streaks, we've gone 6 without losing a match. At home, we've gone all 4 without losing a match. We've not lost yet. And in general, we have the most consecutive clean sheets of any club in the Championship. I've not looked beyond. It might be the top 4 leagues, something like that. I'll have a look in more detail for a future video, but not quite yet. Looking forwards, what does this all mean? And I just want to emphasize before I get into this bit, the sheer confidence I have at the moment. We've got Rutter, who can just do this out of nowhere and get an anger foul from no apparent reason from the Watford defender. We've got Rutter again, who can just take deft little touches like this and immediately play Anthony in. We've got a manager with a better first touch than a lot of players in the division. If we just flick back and watch the entire thing, that's delicious. That's insane. That shouldn't be happening here. Looking forward, I believe we're in a really, really good position as Leeds United. We have a fantastic squad. We've got a manager that understands not only his squad, but the Championship in general. And we're in the perfect position to push on and really start to challenge those 3 that have started to sort of spread their legs and take a lead at the top of the Championship. Comment below what you think is going to happen for the rest of the season. Anything I've missed from this match, just let me know. I'll happily discuss it. And yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you later.